All right, welcome back to Learning JavaScript, this to-do list course. We are on week 2, day 4, and today we're going to be talking about saving to-dos with local storage. So we're just extending our to-do list app little by little. Currently, we have a very basic to-do. We've got a place, an input HTML field here where we can add in information. We can say we want to get coffee to this morning, and we can add that to our to-do list. We can say that we need to check our email this morning, that kind of thing, and so forth. So we can add things, and then as we get them, let's say I get my coffee here, we can delete that to do, and we can continue on. So we've got a functional to-do app here, but if I refresh my page, all of my to-dos are gone. So wouldn't it be nice if I refresh the page, I could still see the page or the to-dos here that I was working on. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to use local storage. So I want to use local storage, then JavaScript to save an array. Right, so here it's going to tell us about local storage, and it starts to tell us a little bit about JSON. This is JavaScript object notation. And so we're going to get into some of that, but let's talk about save data. All right, and so now we're starting to learn we can set an item in local storage, and then we should be able to get an item. Here we go, get an item. So we're going to try that out. We're going to jump into our code. And so we have some data up here, and we're going to say, all right, so let's create a variable. We'll just use username right now as an example. Let username equal set item. We got to say local storage first, set item, and then we're going to set this to just my name real quick, and then we're going to console log. We're going to tap into local storage. We're going to get the item username, and so we are going to console.log this username, and just to see that we are able to get this. So I think that I messed this up a little bit. So I'm not just setting them. I got to tell it two things, right, when I'm setting it. Let's look back at our let's look back at this. So first we need to it's from another day. A little bit disorganized here. Let's see. Here we go. Use local storage. So when we set an item, first we need to tell it what we're setting. So this is a key value pair. And so first we got to give it the key, and then we give it the value. All right, so this will be the key, and then no, that's the value. So username will be our key, and JSON will be our value, and then we are going to get username. Let's try that. All right, so it has live server up, but it says username equals null. So we didn't do something right. Well, let's check this out. Get item username. Username Alice. Set item. Isn't that what we did? Username. Oh, well, I don't need to save it as a variable, perhaps, because it's not really returning anything. I don't need this as a variable here. I just need to get username here. So let's give that a shot. All right. Now, all right, so we've got it, username Jason. Now let's add some to-dos. And what we'll do is every time we um, add a to-do, let's add the array. And so well, let's add it to the array and then let's store the array. So in our data, we are going to need some functions for our data. And these functions, let's see, what are we going to need? Let's type out some comments to organize our thoughts a little bit. So what do we need to do? So when so we need a function, need a set local storage function, set, what are we going to call it? Save to-do list, something like save list. We need a save list, and we need a retrieve list function. So function save list. And to save the list, we need to be passed to-dos in order to save the list. And to retrieve the list, we don't really need anything, but it should return the list. Okay. Then when we first load up the data or the app, we should try to retrieve a list, and if we get something back. So when we first load up, we need to retrieve list, and if list, so check if it exists, then set to save in variable to-dos, else set to-dos empty and empty array. So we should be able to do that, I think, with like in kind of a fancy way. Maybe we can use some type of fancy thing. I think there's the ability to like so we want to JavaScript set variable to data if data exists, else set to empty array. Okay, so we can use the or operator. So some data or this. So that seems reasonable. We could use an if else statement. I think I was thinking of a ternary operator. So do this. to do the thing, and then this set it. So we could try that. Okay. So, all right. Retrieve the list, and then we need to save the list. So then in add to dos, when we add a to do, once we push the item to the to do, we want to save the list. So let's go ahead and start our function. And we'll say save list. We said to dos. And this right now will be just a console log, and it will say save list save. Basically going to have the same thing here for retrieve list. Okay, and it's going to say list retrieved. All right, so now inside of this, when we add it to do, we want to save list to do. All right. And then when we remove it to do, we also want to save the list. So we don't want to do this return. This, we want to have, we need to create a variable. So let, I guess it could be a const removed to do equals, we're going to take this. All right. And then we're going to return remove to do. All right. But after this, we're going to also save the list to do. All right. Then when we show to-dos, we don't really have to, I guess, to show the to-dos. I mean, do we need to get the to-dos from storage every time or just at the beginning? I don't think that we need to retrieve the list when we show the to-dos, but maybe we should. I mean, should we, then at that point, should we get the list of to-dos? Let's see if that makes a difference for right now. It might be something to worry about later. So we're not going to get the list when we show to-dos. We'll just use to-dos. And we're only really getting the new list back whenever we do that. So I think that's all we need right now. And we've got to set up this let to-dos. So first, when we get up here at the beginning, let's try to, can we do that? Just try this. This would be local storage dot get item, and we're going to try to get to-do list, to-do data, we'll call it. Sounds good. Get item to-do data. Now, if that exists, then we want to set to-dos as we said that we're going to need to stringify. We're going to have to parse whatever comes back, because whatever comes back take a look at our documentation. So whatever comes back is going to be in JavaScript object notation. So when we get this stored settings, we've got to parse it. So JSON parse store settings. So let's JSON parse this. For JSON.parse. Maybe we got a JSON parse. How are we going to get the item? And check if this is true. We have to say the same thing again over here. So let's just get the store something in local storage. Let's say let saved data equal this. All right. Then we've got saved data here. We can check to see if it's got anything. Then we can parse saved data here. We only need to parse it if there's anything in it. And then if not, then we're just going to do an empty array. Let's see what we got here. And then let's, right now it should be nothing. All right, so then now saved data, saved list, we need to set the to-do data, local storage, set item. This is going to be to-do data, and we're going to set it as, we've got to stringify the to-dos, so JSON.stringify to-dos. That way we can parse it later back into an array. All right, and then with retrieve list, we want to local storage dot get item, and we want to I guess we're going to be returning. No, we don't really need to return anything. We need to set to-dos. To-dos equals JSON parse local storage get item to do data. All right. Okay. So then when we add a to-do, we need to save the list. When we remove a to-do, we need to save the list. All right. Let's see. Okay, so far we're good. Let me put in something, add a to-do. And now let's refresh. Nice. Let's drink coffee. Go to work in 3 minutes. So let's put go to work. We're going to delete the to-do and then refresh the page, and our data persists. So, um, I don't know why I was holding my breath the whole time to see if it would work, but I guess that's the way things go. We were able to use Google basically to do something in our app that we've never done. We realized it wasn't too bad. I think conceptually we understand we are saving information into a local storage. I think it's in the browser. Like, I don't think it's a cookie, but maybe that is local storage a cookie. No, it's not a cookie. While both cookies and local storage are client-side storage used by websites, what's the difference? Cookie, local storage, non-sensitive data. Okay, so cookies maybe for sensitive data, local storage, non-sensitive data. All right, very cool. Well, we'll expand on that in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one.